And we are live. What is up, everybody? How are y'all doing today? James Jackson here. Oh, welcome to another Thursday on, and we're coming close to the end of the year. Man, this year actually has felt like it's gone by a lot faster than I think I've anticipated for pretty much. It's just gone by. So much has happened, and yet it feels like so little has happened as well. It's a weird thing. But thank you guys for joining me. Hopefully, audio is sounding good. Let me know in the chat. Happy belated Thanksgiving to everybody out there. Hopefully, you guys, for all my fellow Americans, you enjoyed a good Thanksgiving weekend. If you did do some Black Friday shopping or some Cyber Monday shopping, hopefully you got something nice. Nothing too crazy for me. I got a couple little things, and I think I might show it off, at least one of them, on the show. But it was a quiet time. I pretty much, like, the Pixels has been sort of my big purchase for the year, so I'm kind of chilling right now. But yes, today's live stream, we got to talk about the Sony A7V. Sony shooters out here, definitely join in. Non-Sony shooters, definitely join the chat. Sony haters, definitely join the chat. This is a conversation, and I always love conversations. But we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the features. We're going to talk about sort of where I'm going to give my opinion on where I think it kind of stands amongst the other competitions, which is very, very thick competition right now for a camera like this, and would it hold up its own? So I'll give that. Also, as Aiden Z, thank you, man, has noticed, yes, it's not my birthday today, but tomorrow I will be, I guess in a little bit less than 6 hours from now, I'll be turning 38 years old. So, still young, but I'm starting to feel it. I'm starting to feel it. I'm starting to feel I'm starting to get the tingling sensation of father time creeping up on me. So there's that. But thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. So I thought it would be a little fun, and I think this would be cool if you guys interacted, you joined in. That's about what is the perfect camera. If everybody's birthday was today, it's not even my birthday, so we'll keep it all even. But if it is your birthday, happy birthday. If it's not your birthday, let's pretend that it is your birthday. And let's see what would be the perfect camera for you. So and when we get to that, join us, or you could just drop into the chat. But thank you again. Thank you guys. And as always, I won't try my best to keep you too long. For those of you that came out and show love on Simon Yates's Ordinary Filmmakers live stream, thank you so much. For those of you that have joined the channel through Ordinary Filmmaker, thank you guys. I really do appreciate it. As I always appreciate Simon hopping me on and bringing me on. But let's not waste any more time. Let's get right to it. Let's talk about the Sony A7 IV, which was announced Tuesday of this week. Shout out to, let me actually move myself over here. Shout out to CVP for their video on the project of the camera. So the A7 IV was widely rumored for a while, and now it's finally been announced. And it's not it's packing a brand new sensor. What if it's the same sensor as in the Z6 and the R50 and the R6 C50 or the R6 Mark III? We don't know. We don't know, but we do know it is a partially stacked sensor, 33 megapixel sensor like all those. Its readout speed is much faster. As you can see, I think this is one of the key features for me, at least, is this multi-angle touchscreen. That to me is like the best screen out there. The A7 R5 That was one of my favorites. But also, Lumix, the Lumix put that on there as well for their new line of cameras. But that screen, that multi-angle screen, like that is the biggest deal for me for the most part, because I'm not a fan of just the flip out screen, mainly because it throws off the balance. Because if you ever sit there and hold it, it's like you always got to look towards it. It always moves the shoulder, so adds some extra unnecessary movement. Whereas if it's right on the camera, it keeps my line of sight with the camera, so it helps me with stabilization. So, but it has about the same amount of dynamic range as the other cameras. Its readout speed is right on par. It's all over the place. There's nothing clear. It's been anywhere between, I've heard, 10 milliseconds to 14 milliseconds. It's still pretty good. It's in that good range. So that all the other cameras are the ZR. Well, the ZR is a little different. ZR is 9 milliseconds. The S1R2. No, not the S1R2. The S12, the C50, the R6 Mark III, and even the Pixis 12K in its 8K and 4K open gate mode has about the same readout speed. So that's really dope. So that's cool. Like I said, it has it has about the same latitude exposure. It has 2 USB-C ports where you can provide power, and then you can also do high-speed 10 gig transfers simultaneously. That is, I can see a few scenarios where that's going to be great, especially if you want to sort of have some long durability with your cards, so you don't have to take them out. You could just transfer the file off the phone. That's what I would do with the G86. I never took the card out. I just always used the side port, so that was always really cool. But there's a lot of things. I know the things that people are not going to talk about. There's no open gate. While it does oversample 4K, it's oversample 4K from the 7K up to 60 frames a second. There's no 7K recording option. There's no 6K recording option. The 4K 120 is cropped to an APS-C mode if you want to use that. So, and there's still some exposure tools missing. Like, there's still no false color. There's not going to be shutter angle. So some more key video features are missing from this camera, all at the beautiful price of just under $3,000. I think it's $2,900 if I remember correctly. So ultimately, what are my thoughts? I will say this. I'm going to put myself first, and then I'm going to take myself out. If I look at myself first, let me reverse that. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to take myself out and just look at this as either someone that's just trying to get into the game, or a Sony shooter who's maybe working with an A7V or an A7V. I mean, it's a pretty decent upgrade. If you're part of the earlier generation of A7s, it's a pretty good upgrade. I mean, look, you get 4K 60 full frame. You get the latest autofocus technology. It has a great burst rate in using the 14-bit, where you don't have to drop the bit depth in terms of shooting stills. It's a faster reading sensor, so you can use it a little bit more in some more action-enabled scenes. It's a solid and worthy upgrade for those shooters like that. Now, for those that maybe don't have a home, or maybe are camera agnostic, and I'll insert myself a little bit here for that, I've got to then look at the competition. You've got the Nikon Z6 for if you're still the hybrid shooter. You got the Canon R6 III, both of those cameras. Oh, and you got Lumix S12. All 3 of these cameras have high resolution recording options. 2 of the 3 have open gate recording options. All of them record RAW internally. And then of course we can't not ignore the Nikon ZR if you are just a video focused person like myself. You got the Nikon ZR with the various forms of quality recording options. You have, again, the R6 III, which has open gate. It has internal RAW recording options. It has false color. It has a lot. I believe it has shutter angle as well. You got the you have the C50, which is more expensive, but now you're talking XLR. Now you're talking about professional XLR ports. You're talking about time code. You're talking about you're talking about a whole bunch of other video focused features. In those situations, it's a lot, but then if you're coming in new, do you need that? To me, I think it's a solid camera, and I think for those people that are hybrid shooters, it's a good offer. If you're already in the Sony ecosystem, it offers enough to keep you there. But I don't think it's enough to weed off that temptation that the others have. But it's enough, and I think ultimately at the end of the day, it's going to ultimately come down to your workflow and sort of your working situation. If you are a wedding shooter, I think the R6 Mark III or the Canon C50 are going to be better options for you, mainly because of the terms if you're a wedding videographer. I think those are going to be better options for you. If you're more I guess narrative, if you're more documentary style shooter, I would definitely say the C50 is going to be a better option for you. I think the S1 II is going to be a better option. While the ZR may be great for documentary, I feel like that is more of a narrative focused camera, mainly because you need to have the budgets, and you're going to have budgets or work with budgets that are going to work with those media file sizes, because those file sizes are huge. But I do think hybrid shooters, this is a great option for hybrid shooters. This is a great for a Sony 6K shooter. Now, for me personally, it's okay. It's a great camera. And it's not for me though. I think if it's a choice between like the FX3 and this camera, I'm different. I got my FX3 on a really, really good deal. So one, the money doesn't make sense for me personally, but this is personally for me. The money doesn't make sense for me, but also the type of work that I do, the features like shutter angle, the fact that it has B-RAW support. Oh, I forgot to mention, it doesn't even have external RAW support options. There's no internal RAWs, but there's also no external RAW support. So with a camera that just finally got B-RAW, and it's a pretty great workflow when you need it. But especially since for me with Blackmagic cameras, again, the FX3 is better because I get B-RAW. The FX3 has shutter angle. The FX3 is more data friendly. So when I have those smaller projects that the budget isn't there, it actually just makes more sense because I can save up more space with the FX3 than I can with the A7V. And it's still got an incredible readout speed and latitude performance. So for me, it's a good, solid camera, but I have zero interest in this camera, personally. But I would love to know what you guys think. Is the A7 IV what do you guys think of the A7 IV? Do you think it does enough to intrigue you? If you're a Sony shooter, maybe if you're coming from those A7 series, does it enough for you to upgrade? I would love to know what you know. Let me know. Leave the comments down below. So let's go to, we got a couple more comments. Hey, Central, thanks, man. A7V, yes, A7V. Electric Visuals, hey, what's up? Thank you, thank you. Hey, thank you for joining. Um, I think this is a good time to sort of ask this question, and I would love for you guys to let me know your thoughts. But have cameras peaked? Have we plateaued in terms of cameras? Um, because personally, for the last few announcements, outside of you know that little guy out there behind me, all of the announcements that have came out from other cameras, they're all good cameras, and I think they're all really good and really exciting cameras. But I'm not moved by these cameras anymore. Personally, they're all great. They all have great images. They all have good to great autofocus. They all have features that fit you. And it just feels to me like cameras have kind of just staled out. Because what are we going to do? Increase resolutions and frame rates? Maybe if that's your line of work, then sure, maybe. There's some places we're here, but honestly, just in the grand scheme of things, and also just based on my time working and my time investing into equipment to work with what I have, I got what I need to last me for quite a while, to last me for years. And for me, I don't know. I just feel like I just haven't been moved by any Canon camera that has been announced. I haven't been moved by any Nikon. I've been intrigued by the ZR did intrigue me. But the more I thought about it, I'm like, if you take away the red raw codec, and I've asked myself this, if I take away the red raw codec, is this still a camera that I would still be interested in at that price point? And my answer is not really, because the Latitude performance has not been that impressive for me. It's solid, but it's not wow. It's not wow. You know what I'm saying? But it's good. It's solid. Lumix, amazing features. Again, they had that screen that I absolutely love, and I think it should be standardized on every single camera. But even then, I'm like, they still got the same 10-bit 420 open gate, which is no bueno for me. And they have the same stuff and a lot of the similar things. And just to me, it's a great camera, and also the other thing is the L mount like lens ecosystem really needs work. It really needs work when you're talking. The benefit of Nikon is you can adapt the Sony E mount, so you got that whole ecosystem. Canon has, even though they're closed mount, they have some of the best glass, and they have things that are best suited for video shooters. The L mount ecosystem still needs a lot more video centric lenses, and they're not there. Mainly, they really need to ramp up their stabilized lenses, because it's a joke when you compare them to every other lens brand. They have like the fewest amount of stabilized lenses in the game of all the mount systems. So there's some other things. I have problems with the L mounts, but that needs to improve. So I haven't really been that. I'm like, cool, Lumix, cool, Canon, cool, Sony, now Sony, cool, Nikon, cool. Really, honestly, when Blackmagic announced the Ursa Cine 12K, like, that's the things that impressed me. If you're going to bring me like a really intriguing video cinema sensor technology, which Blackmagic did, and then they dropped it in the Pixis. After that, there really wasn't another camera that, I'm like, just to make me move off the FX3, there wasn't a camera to do that. And now with the Pixis, I'm just like, basically, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good for a while, and I'm happy I've reached this point. It was the same with my lenses. Like once I got my DZO Vespid set of lenses, I'm like, I'm good. Now I can have fun. I can have fun just picking some fun lenses. I don't have to get the whole set. I can just now be creative, get some cool, fun experience lenses, and just have fun filmmaking. And that's really the point. The point is to get you out there. So I'm saying all this is like, I'm kind of happy that cameras have kind of plateaued, because I was so like exhausted by the race and trying to say whose camera's better with this. It don't matter. To me, it don't matter anymore. Every camera, every single camera system has a great camera. Every single one of them. Now it's a no excuse thing. It's just which ecosystem works for you. What is your workflow? What is the type of shooter you are? I'm not a hybrid shooter, so I don't give a damn about stills at all. Zilch, zero. I don't give a damn about them. I care about video and film, cinema-oriented features. So most of the hybrid systems don't do it. And honestly, I'm kind of like, outside of like the body design of like the FX3 or the C50, I'm kind of done with the hybrid style body. I want a cinema body, which is why I went with this. So for me, that's why, at least for me personally, a lot of the video feature, a lot of the things have plateaued. But I would love to know what you guys think. Do you guys feel cameras have plateaued? We kind of reached this point that we can kind of focus on other things. Like, let's focus on lighting. What's some of the lighting things that are out excited? Like this little GVM air tube light that's lighting me right now. It's one of the most fantastic. This is one of the best things I've ever invested in, and it's only like $55. It's awesome, and it does a great wraparound, and it's super affordable, and it works great with my Aperture Storm. So, or we could focus on lenses. What are some lenses that have intrigued you and maybe you want to try? I think there's so many other aspects now that we can finally focus on, like lenses, lighting, maybe workflow. Like not the fact that freaking 3D printers have become so affordable and accessible. So much other things that, while cameras have just gone up in price. Because I think that's the other thing that's sort of thrown me with the A7V is the fact that it's $3,000 when this line used to be like under $2,000, and now everything is just like it's like $1,000 more. And to me, it's just like, there's so many other things, and while everything else around has gotten cheaper, like lighting has gotten so much cheaper. Good quality lighting has gotten so much cheaper. Lenses, good quality glass has gotten so much cheaper. Even quirky glasses that have character, while they were cheap before, they're super cheap now. So there's just so much more stuff that I think we can focus on. Or we could just focus on what are some of the workflows that we have, some of the things that we can improve, our skill sets. Like DaVinci Resolve. Like DaVinci Resolve has improved so much, and the fact that it's still relatively affordable is insane. Applications like Artlist and other AI tools that have came out that have like really helped us. There's so many other things that I feel like we should talk about these more than cameras. But that's me. I would love to know what you guys think. Okay, easy, man. Good to see you, man. Great. I'm deciding between the A7V and the Lumix S12 for my next cam. What do you think? I still shoot the A7 III. Oh, really? You still on the A7 III? That's dope, man. By the way, if you guys are in the Philly area, do you still go by Easy Shot It for your freelance? Well, man, let me know. He's a dope videographer. He gets some really cool creative shots. If you're in the Philly area, definitely check him out and check out his work. You're still shooting event recaps and music videos, and still a solo shooter yourself. Are you still fully in the Sony ecosystem, Easy? Because there's a few. If your focus is mainly music videos and you still got a gimbal, you still got a gimbal, right, dude? So let me know, because I know you were in the Sony ecosystem. You got Sony Glass. I believe you still have good. Honestly, I mean, I don't see like just from it like is there image quality advantages here or there with the S12? Sure, there are some definite video features that are better on the S12. Is it worth enough? But are they good enough to give up a Sony ecosystem if you're still very much into it? Um, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth that. Like I said, you're I because I know for like I said, I know Easy. So Easy, he's for everybody else. So he's in the Sony ecosystem, or I think at least you have adapted to EF Glass, if I remember. Um, Shoots events, does music videos. Honestly, you can't go wrong with either. It's just for me, it's the fact that do you want to spend? It's going to be a bigger investment to go into the Lumix and to L mount systems, and again, I'm not. While if you're going to the S12, it can work with the L mount ecosystem. I'm just still not a fan of the L mount. A lot of the L mount options just yet. And you've got a world of options with the Sony ecosystem, man. So I personally would say I think it would be an easier transition. Just if my recollection of your work is the same, man, I would say go with the A7V. It's definitely worth the upgrade, and and it's going to be less. You will have to invest less in doing that than you would have to go in doing to an S1. That's my uh, that's my thought. Yes, yeah, of course, man, no problem. Down to move. You still got and you still got the Ronin. Because the only reason why I said if you still have the Ronin and you still rocking the Ronin, you still using the Ronin, um, to me it's like um, it still works great. That means you got your in-body stabilization. It's like if you're still rocking the Ronin, you're still shooting the Ronin, the A7S3. Otherwise, I would say maybe consider the S12 for the uh, in-body stabilization. But yeah, that's my thought. And I'm normally I wouldn't answer this, but I know you easy because I know you personally. So I think the A74 would be a great option. And also in Philly, let's be clear, as interesting as Lumix is, a lot more people shoot Sonys than they shoot um, Lumix. There's a way bunch of more Sony shooters, so it's easier if you need to collab with somebody, you need to get on a project with somebody, it's much easier to get on in Philly with a Sony camera than a Lumix camera, because so many people shoot with them. That's why I still have the FX3. Also, for Sony shooters out in there, I really recommend you get this app right here. It's called I'll pull it down. It's called, I don't know if you'll see it, but it's called Monitor Plus. I highly recommend, especially if you're getting the A7V, or if you decide to get like an FX3 or an FX30, I highly recommend that you get the Monitor Plus app, because if you guys are just on that, there's no controls, there's no false color or anything like that, don't sweat it. You literally just download the app, and then you only have to pay a one-time $20. You'll get false colors. You'll get all the different anamorphic options. You'll get all your different grids and screens, but also you get you get an EL zone style exposure. And if you're something that wants to really sort of have full control over the scene and how it looks, that's the exposure tool, the way to go. And you get all that for $20. And it's a one-time purchase on Monitor Plus. Cannot recommend it enough. It's great, and also because of the A7 IV has that USB-C port. You can actually plug it if you got the newer iPhones that have the USB-C port. You can just plug that in directly, and then all of a sudden you got a zero latency monitor right there. So that's my 2 cents. I just wanted to throw that in there. Artlist is completely different now that they've added so many AI tools. There's separate monthly fee for that though. Yeah, so I got so you're right. Artlist is completely different, but man, does it help with pre-production and the concept stages. I cannot recommend Artlist enough. I have the max. I have the max plan, so I get the AI and all that stuff for free, and I think I get like 7,000 credits every month, just by having that Artlist Max plan, and I got it with the log and raw. So I get all that every month, and I barely run out of that. But also I don't use any of the video tools. The mainly thing I love the artboard, where you could just basically build your concept and build your ideas. Then you can start getting music and sounds and stuff like that. Artlist is killing it, and now with this AI imaging, where it can just help you build that and build an idea, a concept that you could pitch to your clients and give the budget. It really helps sell it. There's been quite a few projects that we were able to close because of Artlist. I have a affiliate link with Artlist. I have, they give it to everybody who's sort of a member of Artlist, but I do have a link that if you use it and you sign up, it definitely helps me out. It will help me out and help this channel out. But if you're interested, definitely, I always keep it in the descriptions of all my videos. I can't, if you don't have Artlist, I cannot recommend it enough. It's worth it. It has saved me so much time and so much energy, and it's even helped me deal with projects that have, like, I've been given that's not had any leadership or stuff. By just doing the music and giving stuff to help put something together, it really helps, along with DaVinci Resolve. Central worker you see is work. Easy. Central's asking, he wants love to see your work with your A7 III. So you guys link up. Let me see if I can. He also has, so Easy also has a Instagram. Let me see if I can remember where it is real quick. Sorry guys, just wanna. Easy Mellow. So Easy Mellow, EAZYMELOW. That's his Instagram. Definitely go check it out. Check it out if you want to see his work. His work is up there. So it would probably be better to grab an FX3. I mean, so this is okay. So this is actually an interesting discussion. So FX3 or A7V. There's pros and cons to both of them. Let's start with the FX3. It is the more established camera. It's got so much credibility in independent films and even all the way up to Hollywood. We all know about the creator. I'm not going to bring it up again. I'm not bringing it up, but it has been on many other projects, so it has brand recognition. And it's also very, very popular in a lot of regions. At least here in the United States, it's very, very popular. So if you're trying to get with production companies, especially companies that typically shoot Sonys, it's a lot easier to get on jobs as a camera operator, a second shooter, or a third shooter, fourth shooter, whatever. It's a lot easier to do that for a package if you have a Sony FX3. It has shutter angle. It has the big 6 now. It has true 24 frames a second. Has DCI 4K, which again, and now it also not only shoots ProRes RAW, it shoots Blackmagic RAW. So all of these features are things that the A7 IV does not have, because Sony separated the line. The Alpha line is a consumer / prosumer line. The FX, Venice, they're all like professional line. So that, and also we can't ignore the top panel that you get like this. That also goes with the FX3. However, the FX3 does have a much older sensor. It's still a really fast sensor. It's faster than this, but it's an older sensor. It's an older sensor. The A7, in terms of autofocus and autofocus technology, the A7 IV is significantly better than the FX3. If autofocus is a very, very clutch and critical, is a make it or break it deal for you, the A7 IV is the clear winner. It has the superior autofocus technology. It has higher resolution. So if very, very sharp and crisp looking images is a big deal for you, the A7 IV is the winner there. It's not as big of a deal for me, but there's I know a lot of people that like having crisp images, especially if you're a hybrid shooter, going to 33 megapixels versus 12 megapixels. If you shoot stills and video, A7 IV is the option to go with. The IBIS is better on the A7 IV. Sony's been working on it now. So it's 7.5 stops of IBIS versus I think it's like the 5.5, 4.5 of like the FX3. So, and those options. So I guess the way I look at it is, if you are a pure shooter, if you're trying to break into more professional filmmaking and professional video work, the FX3 is the option to go with. However, if you are a hybrid shooter, and you clearly are, you work stills and videos, the A7 IV is the clear winner for me in that. So, like I said, check Easy out. Cool, awesome. So, I think this is a good time to discuss again, as I've been talking, it's like it's my birthday wish. So, what if I was to do a birthday wish? And I would love for you guys. Let's say today is everybody's birthday. Yay! Happy birthday, everybody! All right, you have the chance to build out the perfect camera for you. You get to put in your order for the perfect camera, send it off to whatever camera manufacturer that you want. Boom. What would that look like? What would that look like for you? So I'll of course give mine as being the early birthday boy. But you guys in chat, let me put it in the chat. What are the features that you would love for the perfect camera? And then let's discuss. So, number one, for the perfect camera for me, it has to have a great dynamic range. Again, we're talking perfect camera. All right, great dynamic range. Just in terms of me as a colorist, and it has to shoot at least 12-bit. Me as a colorist, I'm a colorist. I love the color grade. I love the push and pull thing. So I want the most flexibility on my camera to create the images that I want. I can work with 10-bit 422 and make beautiful images and all that, but I want to have fun. Again, this is the perfect camera. I want to have fun. So great dynamic range. I would say usable 13 plus. Usable 13 plus stops of dynamic range. And at least a minimum of 12-bit. Open gate it has to have open gate. Because now I want to be able to, as a creator, I want to use as many different tools in terms of lenses. I want to be able to if I want to do spherical or anamorphic, I want to have the ability to use the whole canvas of the lens that goes on the camera. I also would love the ability to just deliver on multiple different aspects, even something like 3.2 or 4.3, but use as much of that sensor as possible instead of just being stuck to a 16:9 or 17:9 image. So open gate. If it's 12-bit, I'd rather have it be with some sort of RAW codec, just because with a compressed raw codec, so it will be easier to save media and also work with raw files. So that's an option for me. It has to have at least 2 video output sources. While I am doing a lot of more solo shooting and doing a lot more low budget options, I still have jobs where I work with a first AC. I'm working with a sound guy, and I'm working with clients. So we're working with multiple people that need to see stuff. So I need at least 2 video outputs in order so I can have at least one for myself or in the first AC, and then another one for the client. Got to have time code. Again, I still work with sound mixers and location sound, so got to have time code in it. I have to be able to be small enough that I can just feel comfortable traveling around with it without any issues. But I can still build it up and rig it up without it looking like some sort of freakish DSLR hybrid style city wannabe monster. So being modular has to shoot at least 4K 60 in full frame. I am someone who is fallen in love with the full frame look, and I want a full frame look for me. So it's got to at least shoot 4K 60 in the full frame. Built-in NDs. It's built-in NDs that are designed to work with the camera. So they've been designed to work with whether if it has IR pollution or things like that. But yeah, built-in NDs. And then I'm running out of things of what I want. I guess the last thing for me is that it should have a codec that has the ability to go relatively small so I don't chew up media. And I guess the last one is on a mount ecosystem that is variety enough that I can work with first party and third party lenses. So that's it for me. Hold on, I'll be right back for a second. Just be right back. All right, I'm back. I'm sorry. I was holding it for like 20 minutes, so I had to do. Now, if you heard my list, sounds pretty much like the Pixel 12K, obviously, minus the built-in NDs, and I do have some issues with the L mount, but because it's a mirrorless mount, I can adapt to EF, I can adapt to PL, I can get speed boosters or medium format lenses and adapt to that. So this is the camera that has come closest to being the perfect camera in my eye. And that says something, that I'm able to find a camera that is close to me being the perfect camera. It ticks almost every single box that I've ever wanted. It's got a 12-bit codec 4K 60 open gate, internal raw recording that you can compress it down to where it's the same size as like all eye on a Sony FX3. 3 video output sources, time code. The list goes on. I don't random off. So I pretty much came close to finding almost the perfect camera. Would have been like end all be all if it had like face detection autofocus. Hey, it might be. Blackmagic says never say never. Let's hope and pray we do see it there, because I'm using the autofocus on the Cinema Camera 6K right now, and it's awesome. Would it had that and built-in NDs, it would be great. But you know, I'm not gonna knock down something because it's not perfect. It's as damn near close to perfection as I can get for what I have been looking for. And I absolutely love this guy. So I guess this is going to be a little bit of a spoiler for when I actually do my review video of this. But this has been close to the perfect camera that I've ever came to. So look, there's no perfect camera, but there are cameras for a lot of people that are damn near close. So the question, I guess, for you is, what is the perfect camera for you? Let's go to the comments and see. Let's see here. What we got here? So if the FX3 shoots ProRes and B-roll, isn't it technically better quality even though the A7V is 7K oversampled? I mean, quality is, there's some of quality is subject. I would say it is definitely more organic. It's a more organic looking image than the oversample. But again, it's perspective. If you like the digital, if you like the crispiness of like a camera like that, to you it may see better. I think it depends. It depends, man. Stu's World, what's up, man? Thank you, man, for joining me all the way from Europe. Jared, what are my thoughts on the Nexus G1 camera? I appreciate the Nexus G1 looks like a cool camera. Unfortunately, I mean, I haven't seen it in anybody's hands really to really like put it through its paces in terms of an actual workflow. I mean, on paper, it looks like a really great camera. It's using a very, very old sensor, solid sensor, but it's a very, very old sensor, and it's Super 35, which is fine for a lot of things. It's no poo-poo. It's not a camera for me, but I think there's a lot of people that would be interested in trying it. But again, I think the most important thing with something like that, especially coming from startups, you got to see how it works in the wild first, because we've seen a lot of people come with some really cool sounding cameras that sound cool, and then there's problems. So just leave it at that. My perfect camera would be the KX with Canon autofocus with Blackmagic design broadcast handle. Okay, all right. Robert, why that? Why so KX sensor and body with Canon autofocus, but you add in the Blackmagic top handle. I'd love to hear your reasons on why is that. Video mostly. Okay, so y'all have a conversation. Picus V says S12 is his perfect camera. All right, cool. The Nexus seems great, but they are entering into a tough market. I agree with Robert. It's just like you're coming in with a camera that, while even though there's a lot of tech that is based on things that are already out there, it's still a new camera from a company that hasn't proven itself yet in terms of a camera of this scale. Because there's a lot to it. It's not just it's not just about the camera. It's about quality control. It's about customer service. What's sort of the warranty? What is sort of the service you will get while you own that camera? Because look, I know for a fact that if something happens to the Blackmagic camera, I'll get assist not only from B&H, I'll get assist from Blackmagic themselves and making sure that it will be taken care of. So same with Red. Like Red, I mean, it's been a while, and I don't know how if this is the case since Nikon acquired it, but with the DSMC 2 days, your camera could brick, and you can walk in, take it to a Red store. They would take a look at it, and you could probably get it back by either the same day or the next day. So again, there's much more to having a camera. There's also there's like services and other things involved. So Aiden's says, I want a Blackmagic camera in a C50 body style with a Pixis sensor. It may explode, but at least I get to experience it. Yeah, that that sounds like a ticking time bomb. But hopefully you get a couple shots off before then. But no, that sounds like an awesome camera. Now, if that was to come out, a Blackmagic camera in a C50 FX3 style body with the 12K sensor. Blackmagic. I don't know if you're watching my streams. I know we talk, but I don't know if you're watching my streams. Think about that. Just think about it. G1 is just playing around waiting for someone to acquire them. Man, Central, you cold as ice. You're cold. You're cold as ice. Yeah, it's cold. Let's see here. Canon R6 III versus A7V. Which one is better for video? We're going to do this. All right. They're both great. This may not be the best. They're both solid for video. Again, it depends on the needs. Like, if you look, do you have a demand for, I guess, for a client that has multi-aspect ratio? While it's not necessary, it is extremely helpful to have an open gate. Do you need to work with high color quality, or is that just something you want? To me, I'm, especially given the economy right now that we have around the world, I'm more into what is the need, not necessarily the want. The want, if you have the means and you know you can budget it and you know you can see it improve your business, then okay, sure, go for what you want. Both of them are serviceable. Both of them are great. Both of them have pros and cons. They're both great for video. It's just about what is more important to you. Is the workflow better for you? In terms of that, I think Sony overall is a bit better of a workflow, and also the screen. I personally love the screen on the Sony. It may seem minor, but I think that's a big deal. Do you care about shooting higher resolutions? Do you have the space and you have the space capacity? Because it is a lot of data and it's a lot of space to do that. Because you can only do the open gate in 7K. You can't do it in 4K. I can do it in 4K with this guy right here. Do you need uncropped 4K 120? I mean, I think it still crops. I think the R6 III still crops, but it's like minor compared to the A7V. It all depends. It all depends, man. Like, which one is better for they're all great for video. They all have made an effort to make things great for video. The R6 III has false color. It has the R6 III has RAW. The Sony A7V, again, you can use Monitor Plus, and you get access to EL Zone, which to me will help make you a better shooter than just false color. So there's trade-offs. It all depends. I know that's not necessarily the answer you want to hear, but it's the honest truth. I'm like, which one just works better for you? Nikon has great customer service, but it can't be anything like Red. I've spoken to Jared personally, and I was not in any position for anyone at his level to talk to. Okay. Interesting. All right. That's interesting. Blackmagic said they will look into the Pocket series after releasing their expensive cameras. Where did they say that, Central? I know, because I know when I talked to them at NAV New York, they were hesitant to say what's next, what they were planning to do for it. I know, the only thing I know for sure is they are planning to try to put autofocus in every single one of their current gen cameras if it's possible. If they could put autofocus in there, they're going to try to do it. I do know they are going to look at I know they're looking at other technologies that they already have to try to put it into to work with other cameras. But I have not heard any. All I've heard is rumors. Like I've heard people talk that they're potentially put it in a pocket style. I don't know if they will. I haven't been told at all, and I haven't heard from any reliable source that Blackmagic is going to do that. So we'll see. Because honestly, I don't know if what other thing can Blackmagic do at this point in terms of camera and sensor technology outside of just like outsourcing the 12K sensor or using the 12K sensor in other cameras. That RGBW sensor. What else can they do? Honestly, I would rather they, like, for the next year or two, I would rather Blackmagic not focus on new cameras. I would rather they focus on trying to get the phase detection autofocus out to all the cameras possible. Getting ProRes, that was it. Getting ProRes RAW into as many cameras as possible. But I would also be more interested if Blackmagic just started building their own lens, developing their own lenses. If they're going to come, because if they're going to come with autofocus, they might as well start putting out their own lenses. So I personally would love to see Blackmagic focus on that for like the next year or two and not worry about another new camera. Because, I mean, I know I'm speaking for myself, and this is for me. They made damn near close to perfect camera already, and there really isn't any much place else to go in my eye. The only thing that makes me jealous of the A7V is the dual USB-C port for live streaming. That is a great feature. That's a good point, Robert. That's a great feature. They said in an interview when the Pixel 6K was announced. If you could leave a link to where that interview is, I would love to see it, because I've heard that they were going to put the Pixis 12K sensor into the 6K body, but that, in terms of other things, I haven't. But I would love to. I'm probably wrong, but I would love to see the interview myself. I wish the Pixis model would work for all their cameras. Yes, I agree. You know what? What I would love to work? I wish the Blackmagic camera app would work with all their cameras. I don't know, like you can somehow enable, like, you got Bluetooth on the camera. Enable, and I know there's Bluetooth technology on the app that they built. Just give us a chance to link our cameras to the Blackmagic camera app and then control our Blackmagic cameras from there. To me, I would take that even over the Pixis model, because then I can wirelessly operate and view something like my cinema camera 6K full frame like I'm on right now. But yeah, no, I agree. The Pixis monitor will work for all the cameras. Maybe the Blackmagic camera app to replace the Pocket series. I mean, I don't know if they would go that far, but they do have that. They do have that phone pod system, that iPhone 17 pod system. Which, by the way, I actually have it. They actually sent it to me. So I was going to try to use it for the concert that I shot. Unfortunately, it arrived too late. But there's possibly another opportunity next weekend, where I get a chance to use it. But I actually have it, and I'm definitely going to be They sent it to me. Thank you, Blackmagic, and I'm going to try it out and report back to you on how it works. But while it would be interesting to think about them replacing it, I don't think they will. Their Pocket series are still extremely popular for startup inspiring filmmakers. They're so popular because they're so easily accessible. I know that they're an extremely popular series of cameras. So, like you said, let's be honest. All we want is just the cinema camera 6K smaller. I mean, let's be honest. That's really what we want. We want the cinema camera 6K just a little bit smaller. Or maybe a lot smaller, but smaller with a little bit more battery management. But you can't. But the problem is I don't think that's possible because of the codecs they run and that we expect from them, and the quality we expect from them. They run a high amount of voltage that you need to it, and these normal cameras, these mirrorless cameras, they're not designed for that. So it's going to be and they will generate a lot of heat. I mean, physics. The problem is physics. So I wish they would just go ahead and just put a V mount. I really wish there was find a way to just go ahead and just go on in and just put a V mount on there instead of trying to using these batteries that were never designed to work with cameras like theirs. So, but we'll see. And it looks like we're wrapping up a little bit of quiet night. That's cool. I'll chill out for a couple more minutes, and then I think we'll call it a wrap for the stream. I gotta also check on my wee one, my wee lad, Gimli. No, it's my daughter, not. So, what would be the female version of that? All my UK people, what would be the female version of that? So, of a wee lad. So, but I'm gonna have to check on her soon. But thank you guys. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me on the eve of my birthday. But I listen to what you guys. I think you guys, a lot of you guys with your things. I missed a few. Fishy Real, thank you, man. Thank you, appreciate it. What's the best powerful light to get for $1,000 for interview lighting? Looking to buy my first. So the Aperture 400X, it's a bit over your budget. Otherwise, I would recommend it. But luckily for you, I think we've entered a great time. We've entered an amazing time for lighting. Honestly, I would go either GVM if you want just pure power. I would go with one of GVM's AIOs, like the 500, which I think is like it was like $375 at one point. It's probably like 400 now, or 450 right now. I don't remember. But the AO 500, which I have another review about it, it's pure power and it's good quality. It's a good quality light, but it's designed for to shoot outside. It's designed for book lighting. If you need a book lighting, it's great. And then I would probably buy some other IOs or even some different lights for GVM. Or I would look at the Amaran, the new Amaran Ray series. So I would actually take that $1,000 and maybe get something like I think the 660 is like 600. Or I would get the 300. The 120, and the 60. That's what I personally would go for if I was you, because then you got You got your 3 lighting kit, and all that is like you're still under $1,000 for that, and it's all in the same ecosystem. It's great high quality. It's high quality lighting. It doesn't have the power as the GVMs, but it is far more accurate lighting, and they're good quality light. They're excellent quality lighting. The GVMs are good to great quality lights in terms of light quality. The Amarans and of course the Storms are like excellent lightings. But I would probably that's honestly what I would do for you is the 300, the 120, and the 60 from the Ray series. So let's see. Did I miss anything else? A smaller Blackmagic cinema camera 6K would be nice, but I would miss the 5-inch monitor deal. I would too. Like when I first saw the 6K Pro, and I actually got a chance to try it out, I was so surprised at actually how much I enjoyed the 5-inch the screen on there. It's like ever since the Pocket 6K Pro, the screens on the back, they were always nice, but it was amazing. It was actually really nice. I was shocked at how much. That was my favorite feature of that camera, and it's still my favorite. It's one of my favorite features of this camera too. Also, of course, you got the open gate and full frame and the L mount. So yeah, but I think this is going to do it. I think I'm going to wrap things up. Thank you guys for joining me on my birthday. Well, it's not my birthday. On the eve of my birthday. Thank you guys for sitting out with me. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to try. I've got a couple things to go. So I've got a comparison video for the Cinema Camera 6K and the Pixis 12K. The Pixis 12K and the FX3, the FX3 and the Pixis and the Cinema Camera 6K. So those comparison videos are in the works. I'm going to get back to a lot more of my Resolve videos. So the first thing I'm going to be doing, and that's going to be the early part of next week, I'm going to give basically my workflow, my foundational workflow for. So if you guys are just getting into Resolve, I'm going to give you guys my workflow, and this literally works for any freaking camera that you have. It doesn't matter if you're a Lumix shooter, Canon shooter, and I would say almost all of this stuff that I'm going to be talking about is either already in DaVinci Resolve, you can do it yourself, or it's some sort of plugin or sort of addition, but most of it is pretty much free. So and I will also have some more details about Resolve and some of those things, but that will be later. That will be going on. But yeah, I'm going to start winding down. So I'm going to try to get a lot of prep videos ready, get ready to end out on the new year. And then sort of do a little, I guess I'm going to do a little recap of the year. I think I've been wanting to do like my favorite investments of the year. I've been wanting to do those, but I just didn't think I had either the enough experience or enough to say. But I think finally this year, I think I'm going to do that. So thank you guys for joining me. But that's coming up in the following weeks. Thank you guys for joining me. It's always in the evening. Have a wonderful weekend. And as always, until next time, take care, everyone.